Live from the gray web. It's in between the regular web and the dark web. It's the Geek Show.
Coming soon, we'll be selling $2 Geek Show watches for $100,000. It's not a way to launder money, honest. Let's start the show.
I have the first one.
The first watch?
The first watch. It's mine. I love it.
It's the best
Have you watched his ad for it?
All the watches.
Have you read the fine print?
That it may not look what
it may not look like this
as it's represented,
and you may not get it at all.
Product does not represent. A picture does not represent product.
Between working in a bank and working in a casino, I could tell you some things about money laundering.
Mm-hmm. He can tell you some things about money laundering. He's not a ghost. He's Lee George Cade.
I'm not a ghost. Damn it, I tried.
I love that she is rediscovering Lost again. It's Rebecca Frost, everybody.
Well, it's because our good friend Sarah is watching it for the very first time, and she's texting me all of these things that she's discovering, and I'm like, wow, isn't that a coincidence?
This is
crazy.
First time?
I know, and she's managed to avoid anything about it.
Nice.
I know.
That's
Doesn't even know about the polar bear from Lost.
Well, no, she's gotten to the polar bear.
Sorry,
She's in season 2 now.
Venture Brothers reference. The polar bear from Lost.
Nah.
Quad T, Too Tall Tony is here.
Hi. Present
Tony.
and accounted for.
Yes.
Unlike when I forget about other recordings, I'm here for this one.
It's okay, Tony.
Sorry about that.
Some inside baseball. I thought Tony was dead because he wasn't present on Discord at all yesterday, and so I was up all night worrying about our boy Tony.
And I missed the space show.
This is what happens when friends of millennials disappear from the internet for 24 hours.
All right.
That's right.
He's dead.
I was like, oh my God, is he in Florida? Oh my God.
No. So as I learned from a show, Tony actually was driving down the road and there was a tree falling across the road and he got out of the car to investigate and then he disappeared.
Did you watch Twisters?
No,
that's from.
Twisters doesn't have aliens or weird things. Why would I watch it?
You don't know unless you watch it.
Also, I spend most of my time watching our host, Mr. Kerry Jackson.
Oh, hi. Thank you. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. Jay Whitaker is on assignment, literally.
Here in this town.
Here in this town, but he is on
we
assignment.
call home.
He's got a show, I believe, tonight at Wise Guys. So go take a look at his social media or the Wise Guys website. And Rob will be here, maybe.
Well,
he's got a situation he's dealing with.
Adult responsibilities to take care of.
But at least he let me know about it on Discord.
What?
He pissed
you know
off
what? I deserve all of that.
So the truth is, Rob pissed off the King of Minos, and he's in the maze.
Have you been watching Chaos? Yeah. Love that show.
Friends, that is a show that deserves a lot of digging because I know my Greek mythology and it's stretching my brain.
Oh, I believe me.
So good.
Yeah.
I thought I knew some Greek mythology. Apparently, I know this much.
I've got books and books and books, and I feel like I'm being ridiculed by Wallace Shawn in Princess Bride, a joke that only 3 of us get.
He's got binders of Greek mythology.
Yes.
Binders
Full of it. Let's see. We got quite a bit happened this week. We got some. Monday was when this happened. The first official trailer for Thunderbolts happened.
Yeah.
And it's.
This looks awesome.
I got high hopes.
Yeah.
How happy did it make you to see Ghost?
Very happy. I like that actress and I like that character.
And yet you still won't watch Killjoys, you bastard.
I know, right? I guess I ought to get around to it.
Harry, she's a mercenary in space and she wears cool boots.
She is wonderful. Let's see. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening here, and we get a look at Lewis Pullman's character Bob.
So regarding Lewis Pullman here on the poster, Egg in the chat has pointed this out, and I would also like to point out why this thing that everybody's talking about is incorrect. It won't let me zoom over to his fingers. Oh, here we go. This is a cropped picture.
Oh.
The way his hand is shaped in the poster, it looks like he has 6 fingers. It's not. It's just the way his fingers are bent and cropped in the poster.
Yeah. And why are we obsessed over a little detail like that?
Because AI has made us really weird about fingers.
I guess. But no, it looks like a lot of fun. We get the Red Guardian is back.
What did we do to U.S. Agent Shield?
Bad Captain America is back. Yeah.
It's because it's not made of
Vibranium.
that material, vibranium.
It's made of aluminium.
Taskmaster is back. Let's see, Julie Louis-Dreyfus. And they're all teaming up. Now let's talk about Bob for a minute, because this is the one that people have been asking me the most about.
Oh, yeah.
Bob is seemingly Robbie Reynolds, a.k.a. the Sentry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Now, this is
Yeah.
this was a character that Stephen Yeun was going to play him, and he had a scheduling problem. And so they got Bill Pullman's kid.
Oh,
So
is that who
Marvel's-
this guy is?
Yeah, he
now
was
Sen-
recently in that TV show Lessons in Chemistry with Brie Larson.
Isn't Sentry like Marvel's schizophrenic Superman?
Schizophrenic,
Sentry is-
exactly.
yes.
Okay.
And he is like Superman tier powerful as well.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Very powerful.
There was a run on Sentry. Oh God, this was back in the 90s. I want to say, maybe 2000s. That was just brilliant. Where they
Talking about the
reset.
introduction of the Sentry.
Well, they reset the character where he had the schizophrenic problems. He didn't know he was a superhero. The rest of the world didn't know that the Sentry existed.
Yeah. This was how they introduced the character into the Marvel Universe, because they claimed it was a long lost character with issues that were never published in Marvel's archives that they found.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was.
They
It was.
pulled the wool over all of our eyes, because at the end of it, they're like, just kidding. We just made him up. But he's awesome, isn't he?
It was a brilliant run. It was just such a fun read.
Super good.
But he is being chased by the Void.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Yes. Stare.
That's what I call my ex-wife too.
So that's why the bullets bounce off of him in the trailer. That's because people are asking me, what's this guy? What's this guy all about? So he is the Sentry. So it's going to be. It says here he's a super soldier-esque serum that grants him vast amounts of superhuman power, often described as the strength of 1,000,000 exploding suns.
Yep. So think about that.
So there you go. But it's a fun trailer coming in May for the movie.
Could you imagine if people introduced you that way? Yeah, he's the strength of 1,000,000 exploding suns, Tony.
I highly recommend checking out that first run of where because it was really good, because they talk about how, like, just a little spoiler if you haven't read it yet, they talk about how the Sentry has actually been around since before the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And how he's
But
been interwoven into
yeah.
the fabric of the Marvel Universe and then removed at some point from the weave.
secretly. Yeah.
You guys, I know I said this last week regarding like Agatha all along, and now I feel it so much with Agatha and with the Thunderbolts. I feel like I'm at a party outside with all the smokers, and I want to socially smoke, speculate about Marvel so bad, but I don't do that anymore. It's bad for my health.
It is. It is.
Ooh, I want to. I want to.
I stopped the speculation years ago, and I feel so much better.
Yeah, speculation just leads
My
to
clothes
cancer of
stopped
the weenus.
smelling.
But there's like spoilers about Agatha that have come out, and I'm like, don't.
But are they
No.
spoilers?
They are.
See, I just got off the social media, and now I don't get anything spoiled.
I can't get on social
I
media.
know
Then
you
I have,
can't.
But then I have no friends.
And then you also love spoilers.
I do. I've gotten a lot better about. Again, I don't smoke anymore. It's bad for my health.
Let's
Check the weenus.
I'm not judging.
let's see. Another trailer that we got this week was The Last of Us Season 2.
I didn't watch this trailer yet because I forgot it existed. But
New.
Oh,
I'm excited for it either way.
That's the downside of not being on social media is I don't know when trailers drop.
we got a good look at Catherine O'Hara as a psychiatrist of some kind. She carries most of the trailer. It's pretty good. And Future Days by Pearl Jam is interwoven in there as well. but it's a moody old trailer for a moody old show.
That song's in the video game, I believe.
Oh, the Pearl Jam song?
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Pretty sure it is too.
The official description: after 5 years of peace following the events of the first season, Joel and Ellie's collective past catches up to them, drawing them into conflict with each other and a world even more dangerous and unpredictable than the one they left behind. So,
those of us who know,
we know.
Go and watch the trailer. See if it depresses you like it depressed me.
I don't know. I like the first season was amazing. Some of the best television ever made.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can do it again.
Sure you can.
Sure.
This last year has kind of been brutal, and I have a hard time with brutal television.
And let me tell you,
it's not until next year, Lee.
Okay, yeah, next year it'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be fully recovered.
After your trip, you'll be refreshed and everything.
boy, does it get brutal.
Amsterdam.
Boy.
Another trailer that we got this week was one I bet you guys didn't watch, and that was
watched
for
it.
Oh, you did? For Ballerina.
Yeah.
John Wick Ballerina is what it's being called, because you got to put the John Wick name out there, otherwise people will ignore it.
I am a little annoyed with the way that media is today, because previously you could just put this movie out and then you, using media literacy, could piece together this was part of the John Wickiverse. But now every movie that is a spin-off of something, you have to put it in the biggest letters possible as part of the John Wick universe.
It's just marketing. That's what it is.
So if they told everyone Argyle was part of the Kingsman universe, do you think more people would have seen it?
Wait, Argyle's part of the Kingsman universe?
Do not get me started.
Oh,
It's also part of the ew, what stinks universe. So
I think I'll watch it.
But you got Ana de Armas kicking ass throughout the whole thing.
my
Rooney,
face in.
she sets out on a quest for vengeance against those who killed her father. Not just her dog, but her father.
And her father's dog.
Yes. But it kind of gives her backstory and her, where she was trained and all of that. And then John Wick shows up and says, "Hi, I'm in this movie too."
And then he climbs up 100 flights of stairs for an hour while he gets the shit kicked out of him.
This story takes place between John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum and John Wick Chapter 4. So
Well, it certainly can't take place after 4.
I don't think they put him on a train, and the train
They're
went underground.
making a sequel to 4, so
Yeah,
You gotta.
because
They
what
sent
happens?
they send him to a farm up north.
It's like Batman Returns, but instead of cats, 100 dogs come up and breathe life into him, and then
It's like Batman number 3 with Christopher Nolan. He's just gonna go to the farm and do some push-ups, and
Exactly.
then he'll be fine.
it'll be fine.
It is slated to release June 6th of 2025. So go and watch that trailer.
Next year's going to be a fun year for movies.
It is. Another little trailer that we got is for something that is happening like right away, October 7th. It's the
what is it? What is it?
the Solar Opposites new Halloween special.
I want that house.
It's called Solar Opposites Halloween Special Part 2, The Hunt for Brown October.
Tony, are you caught up yet?
No.
Okay, it's fine.
Tony, stop working and watch TV.
Exactly.
That's a good plan. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's a fun little trailer to watch. It's it's just 30 seconds, but it's got a lot of fun in it. But the trailer suggests that a witch's curse is part of spooky stuff that's happening to take over Corvo's life. As we all know, Corvo hates Halloween, and so a witch suggests that he is Halloween, is part of the curse. So, and they're robot dressed as Pikachu. Go watch that trailer. It was all right. Another one for you to watch. This one I only paid attention to because I saw Bruce Campbell's face.
What is this?
I didn't watch the trailer for this.
The trailer is the Satanic Panic got a subplot in Stranger Things, but this show Hysteria apparently takes it on full on.
Oh.
So what happens is there's a band. These kids form a band, and they realize that in order to get any attention, they need to have a gimmick. So they decide Satanism might be the way to go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
like you do. Well, maybe some of the stuff that they looked up at the library is actual satanic incantations.
Oh, there's some magics going on.
Maybe they actually conjured the devil. Who knows?
Well,
Maybe they were right to shut down libraries.
Maybe.
No,
Reading
you
never
hide
led to anything good.
you hide your satanic scripture in the library because no one's going there.
Yeah. So suddenly, a bizarre series of murders, kidnappings, and supernatural activity triggers a witch hunt, which leads directly back to the band. And Bruce Campbell is the sheriff of the town. He's not the star of the show. He's just there.
He's the biggest on the picture.
It's Julie, forgot her name from Modern
Bowen.
Family. Julie Bowen, who is
Oh, yeah.
one of the stars of
Thought
this.
she looked familiar.
But yeah, so that's going to be on Peacock October 18th.
Thanks for
There's-
reminding me that October's coming and I need to put Army of Darkness on the spooky season watch list again.
Indeed.
There's so much stuff coming out in October. Like, so many TV shows are returning, and so many movies and specials are coming out in October. I can't keep track of it all.
Tons and tons of stuff. All right, real quick, before we get to the rest of the geek news, we invite you to join our Patreon. GeekShow.thiscovered.com is the link because no one can spell Patreon. You get the Space Show early. I've got a couple of more new Time Closet videos that are going up this week, right, Tony?
That's right.
And, of course, the after party, which happens right after this show. We just keep talking, and it usually starts to go into food
And chaos.
and chaos. But we get all that at geekshow.thiscovered.com. Also, geekshow.store is where you can find another counterfeit account came up
Oh, yeah.
on our Facebook.
Ah, cool. We're that's how you know you made it big.
And I'm like, I don't know why you're bothering, you guys. We're not making hardly any money on this at all. Why are you bothering?
Well, that explains why we're not making any money.
Exactly.
They're taking it all.
But they had our logo there and everything. It looked really official.
Wow.
So don't fall for it. Geekshow.store is the only place to go to get our merch. All right. Casting. Oh, Tony.
What do we got?
Oh,
Yeah.
Tony.
Hey, you know what? I'm just glad it's going forward.
They asked 5 other people first.
Yeah.
And they all said no.
You know what? They could have stopped at 4 if they'd asked me.
Friday Night Lights Emmy winner going to play Hal Jordan.
See?
Kyle Chandler is
Got
his
an
name.
Emmy. Come on.
Yeah.
This man who will
don't
do
just-
anything.
They don't just hand those out to anyone.
Yeah, they do. I've got 2.
What? Where's mine?
Friday Night Lights. Oh my god. It's
He
so
will-
funny. This is like actual hilarious casting to me.
He will play Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern. It's called Lanterns is the name of the show, but it's the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah. And straight to series order to HBO.
Yeah.
And it's, again, I've got faith in this project because of the people putting it together.
Yep.
The people writing it and directing it and show running. So they cast Kyle Chandler earlier this week, and then last night, I believe, was when this news dropped, is that they've narrowed it down to 2 others.
Whoa,
For
they're
the
going
John-
a young John Stewart.
Well, yeah, that's the idea, is that Hal Jordan is the older guy, and he's mentoring the young guy to take his place.
Very
And
different.
he doesn't have time for this shit. I retire in 9 days, Stuart. 9 days I retire.
It's that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Aaron Pierre, who we last saw in Ridge. What's the name of the show?
Rebel Ridge.
Rebel Ridge, thank you. And he smolders throughout the entire thing.
Oh baby, he looks good. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Get him in there.
Respectfully, let me respectfully objectify you, young man.
Yeah, and Stephen James is the other one that they've narrowed it down to. They'll probably have it by Monday. They'll probably decide between these 2 guys out by Monday.
Or if 4 more people will have passed.
Or, yeah. So that's what they've narrowed it down to for your Jon Stewart. And I think putting Jon Stewart in there is important because an entire generation of people, that was their Green Lantern was Jon Stewart. So
Well, Tony, I have good news for you. I'm almost out of money. I've been paying all these actors off to walk away from the show just to thwart you.
So I can blame you.
Well,
Yes.
what I read, and who knows what's accurate anymore, But what I had read was there is such a stigma because of the Ryan Reynolds movie that they offered it to all of these other big name actors, and they all said,
Oh,
no, maybe not.
Holy moly!
yeah, it could be. I wouldn't put I mean, honestly, it makes sense. If your agent goes, no, he doesn't want to do Green Lantern. No, go away. Other DC news that we got this week was well,
This is interesting.
I don't know if it'll be those guys, but they're developing a Bane movie and a Deathstroke movie.
You're gonna get Manu Bennett back.
Isn't it both? They're develop. I thought it was the one movie that has both of them in it.
Oh, and I was under the impression it was two different movies, but
It's
It's almost like studios shouldn't announce this stuff until they've got more information
I
put
wonder
together.
what it is now.
well,
I
this
hear
was
I hear
simply
it's a Buddy Road movie.
this is simply sources tell the Hollywood Reporter.
So
But I trust the Hollywood Reporter, so there you go. But that's in development. Something to think about.
As
long as we get the cartoon voice, Bane, that's what I want.
speaking of, go on, Tony.
I was gonna say because I thought it was them in a movie together, and the whole time I'm sitting there thinking these characters don't play good with anyone. Mm-hmm. Like they're not team up characters.
That's why
Isn't
you
that
make
the
it a
point
road
of the
movie.
Suicide Squad?
And that's the only thing I could think of is they're doing a like buddy villain thing. If that's the case,
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So Bane inherits an RV that he calls the Winnebago, and he picks up Deathstroke, and they go through a drive throughout like the Four Corners region of the.
Come along, Deathstroke. Let's get our kicks on Route 66.
Look,
See, this
I'm
is-
in 4 states at once.
this is why I thought it was a movie together, because it says sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. It explains who the characters are being lassoed together for a movie.
Oh, okay. There it is. I
And
didn't read
made
that
me
far.
think, okay, so this is a movie with Bane and Deathstroke. And it says there is no director on the project, singular. So
Okay, there we go. Buddy cop movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
villain.
of Batman villains, I don't want to be as excited for Joker 2 as I am, but Lady Gaga released a companion album
How many
called
songs is it?
Harlequin, and it's fun. Maybe I'm biased because I like Lady Gaga, but I don't know. Kind of excited.
The kid's very excited about the album too, but not for Joker.
Not for
Well,
Joker.
and Lady Gaga has another album coming out in October.
Yeah.
Us little monsters are eating well. Pause up, everybody.
Let's see. Other DC casting that we got this week. For Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. The character is Krem of the Yellow Hills.
He sucks.
What
You
about
got me.
Tony? Doesn't know who it is.
Who's this guy?
You've gone
he
too deep.
sucks.
He's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Now you've read this, Rebecca. Mm-hmm. And he is a bad man.
He's Batman. He's the Batman of the book. Yeah.
He was? Because I read that, and I don't even remember this guy.
Well,
Are you for real, Tony?
100%.
He's like he is the entire inciting incident
for the whole Supergirl thing.
for the
Well, yeah, it says here,
thing.
will depart from the earnest take of the character audiences may know from the Supergirl series, this movie, because it's dark. The story hews closer to the book. It says standard superhero fare is the comic told of a young alien girl who seeks Supergirl's help in exacting revenge for the killing of her family.
On this guy. It's this guy.
This guy.
Okay, I
but
remember him
this will
now.
really get you
Yeah.
upset here. Supergirl is drawn into the conflict when he injured everyone's favorite super pet, Crypto.
Yep.
Ah!
I remember this now.
And if we know anything about James Gunn, he is pro-animal. So,
See, the problem is all us gingers look alike, so I didn't recognize this guy.
Thought
This
it was
is-
you.
this
Yeah.
is
It could have been me.
this is Matthias Schoenaerts, I think. Is how you
again?
say his name. Yeah. SCHOENAERTS.
But like this guy's whole deal is not Matthias Krem.
Yeah.
His whole deal is just murder. Just murder. He has no cares in the world. Just murder.
He recently was with
Ginger.
Kate Winslet on The Regime. He starred in Django, a Western series from Sky. Let's see. Looking for some other stuff that y'all may have known that he has done. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. He's a good actor, though. So there you go. Your baddie.
Streets say Regime is good. So I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Did we all wait to buy it?
Still waiting to buy it.
I haven't.
I almost picked it up yesterday because Ubisoft is having a sale on their PC games, and it was $15 off. But I decided to wait a little bit longer.
I just bought Dawn of War 2. That came out in 2014. Tony told me to wait.
I was gonna say that's an old game.
They have announced an expansion already. It's a Lando expansion titled Wild Card. It will launch November 21st. Let's see. The message that was sent on social media includes a bug fix as well as changes to the game's overtly challenging stealth systems on the way. You know, the thing that everyone was bitching about.
Yep. They're
Huzzah!
Yep.
Yes.
But you'll also get to play, it says, K-Vess infiltrating a Sabak tournament, only to find herself
Having a stroke.
tabling with Lando after he helps teach the ropes of swindling your way through the card game in the base game. So you're essentially what you're getting is a card game. You're not playing as Lando.
Oh.
He's going to teach you how to play Sabak.
I'm
That
just
sucks.
upset because it's after he lost the Falcon, so you don't get to visit his cape closet.
Oh, the Cape Closet.
What a waste.
It's
Wasted
the best.
opportunity.
You pull out the art of Solo book, and it actually has a cutaway of Lando's Falcon, and his master suite literally has a cape closet.
Love that for him.
Yeah.
Man had style. Let's see. Another little thing that we got announced this week, and this is going to be on October 27th, but it's a documentary called The House From. And it's Ryan Reynolds produced. And what it is it's the house from your favorite TV shows. So you got the house from Full House, Golden Girls, Breaking Bad, Twilight, Home Alone, Friday, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Old School, Roseanne, Silence of the Lambs, Family Matters, The Goonies, Christmas Story, Mrs. Doubtfire, Halloween.
Okay.
The Halloween house is in Salt Lake, right?
No. Not the original Halloween house, no.
I read an article that back in the height of the Breaking Bad days, the house that they took, it was just the front of the house for that show. They had to put a sign out that said, "Stop throwing pizzas on our roof."
They had to put up a fence. I think they had to install a fence.
Yeah.
Yep. So
That's
that'll
just
be
a waste of pizza.
No.
that'll be good news October 27th. Bad news, it's on Fubo.
What? Is that
That's-
like two?
Right
Isn't
next-
that the company that makes webcams so you can watch your dogs?
Also on the Maximum Effort channel, wherever that is. But it'll be available via video on demand platforms the next day, so you can just rent it, I guess, on your cable or whatever.
I'll wait till it comes to Pluto.
Yeah. The House From.
Yeah.
Is there a house that you would like them to visit?
Yes.
Which one?
The
one
smart
that was
house.
I want him to visit the house that was across the street from my house by Liberty Park, where they filmed the old lady dying in the stand.
It's very specific.
Remember when they filmed The Stand, the TV series here in the 90s?
They shot some of it here. Yeah.
I remember.
bit of it.
I remember when they were filming Everwood here, and loved to find out where they were filming that and just kind of be there.
Or they could go to the house that my kid was in that one episode of Touched by an Angel.
Anyway.
What about East High School? That I'm sure people live there.
or West High School from 2 o'clock high.
Or Ogden High from 3 o'clock high.
Oh, was it 3 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking.
I'm corrected by Carrie's actual working brain.
Ogden High School is it's a beautiful architecture. It looks great. It looks
I
like
was just there on Wednesday. It still looks good.
it looks right out of Gotham or something like that.
I want to see a
Let's
thing on the house from the Jetsons.
nothing there. Nothing.
Flintstones.
Flintstones house. So this Magic the Gathering TV show on Netflix has
A bunch of
been
nerds playing card games.
it's been
Get 'em,
kicking
Tony.
around.
It's going to be me falling asleep in real time.
The Russo brothers were looking to adapt it, and then they got handed a truckload of money to play in the Avengers.
Yep.
So Magic the Gathering kind of got left behind. Well, here comes Terry Metalis to pick it up.
Really?
Isn't he
Yes.
busy?
All of a
He's-
sudden, I'm interested again.
Exactly. New creative team featuring Jeff Klein replaced the Russos. Brandon Routh was going to be in there, but he's not anymore. But Terry Metalis of Vision Quest and Star Trek Picard is now taking the reins as showrunner and executive producer. He calls it an absolute dream collaboration with Netflix, Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, and the brilliant Patrick Osborne to bring the world of Magic to streaming.
I'm just glad Todd Stashwick has a guaranteed paycheck coming.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Who the heck is Todd Stashwick?
He's the guy that played Liam Shaw in Picard. It's just like every time Terry Metalis does a show, Todd
Yeah.
Stashwick
Yeah.
gets a part.
Get him in there.
Because he's in Vision Quest,
He's in 12 Monkeys.
He's in 12 Monkeys. Yep.
Yep.
so it'll be interesting.
So there are characters in the Magic the Gathering universe. There are established characters that have been in the storyline. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Some of them look cool. There's like Fire Mage and stuff, but I don't. It's not a playground I've ever played in.
Me neither.
Neither.
It'll be my first exposure really watching this show.
I tried playing it once,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, thank you.
I tried, and they told me there weren't any miniatures, and I burned the cards and ran out of the house crying.
Well, unless there's miniatures,
Yeah,
just cards.
yeah. Plebeians.
There's not enough plastic on these.
They kicked me out
cards.
because I kept saying every time you have to like tap a card or whatever, I kept going tappa tappa tappa,
Tappa,
like
tappa,
from The Simpsons, and they kicked me out.
They'll do that. Let's see.
Fight her back.
No, never.
That's fine. I don't want to play.
Another project that's been kicked around for a while, but now has found a home, is Amazon. They have owned the rights to it, and they've been trying to find people to do it. A sequel, essentially, a sequel series to the 1987 RoboCop.
Not to RoboCop 2, just to RoboCop.
Just the first one.
Just the first one.
RoboCop.
I think we're all forgetting that all the rest of the RoboCop stuff doesn't exist. We're just forgetting all of it.
Is it bad?
No, it's amazing.
No, RoboCop 2 was really bad.
RoboCop 2 is so bad
It
that
was
it's
bad.
must see.
Well, it was Frank Miller written and I believe
Yep.
directed. Did he direct it?
I don't know, but okay,
look
their
it up.
version of the Ed 209, their murder bot was
Yeah.
freaking amazing.
And then there was a guy inside one of them, and he got stuck in there. I can't.
RoboCop 2 was written by Frank Miller,
Yeah.
as well as Michael Miner and Edward Neumeier, but directed by Irvin Kershner.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, Irv, there's a great documentary about Phil Tippett, who did the stop motion effects for this and so many
Oh,
other
the
things.
guy who did Empire Strikes Back?
Yes.
Irvin
and he was
Kershner,
like,
yeah.
Irvin Kershner was so out of his league with this whole thing, he ended up asking the special effects coordinators to finish directing the movie for him because he didn't know what to do.
Well, see, we were all excited because it was RoboCop 2. We loved the first one, and Frank Miller was writing it. And we were so excited. And then
Yeah.
we went and walked away sad.
I was just
So
hoping
sad.
it was a sequel to the TV show from 1994.
Yeah, this will be a TV show, and hopefully we got James Wan involved with his Atomic Robot or whatever his production company is. But we've got this guy named Peter Acco, who did Lodge 49, Moonhaven, The Leftovers, The Office, Elementary, Black Sails, Pushing Daisies.
All kinds of all kinds of stuff.
So it's got
Respectable.
some talented people involved. The original.
Also, Amazon Prime has been kind of killing it. So yeah, do it.
Fantastic shows on Amazon Prime.
yep.
They're
They're
awesome.
like
Especially
they're like
sci-fi stuff.
Apple.
Yeah.
I'm watching the haters on Rings of Power starting to backpedal a little bit because it's becoming delicious.
Like, wait a minute, I guess it's okay.
I remember the first time seeing RoboCop, I didn't know what to expect. I don't think any of us did, really.
I only just remember my dad turning around, and please apologize in advance for people who are sensitive to language. Jesus Christ, lady, what did you fucking expect with an R-rated movie?
Exactly. It was, as it says here in this story from IO9, adored by both adults who got it and kids who did not. It was a big success. There was an animated series, 40 episodes in the 80s, which was really bad.
Well, surprisingly gory.
So there you go, RoboCop series. I'll give it a look when it comes around.
I'm gonna break into your house and watch it on your TV.
I just hope that they do all the parody shit that they did in the original RoboCop. You know, the
Yeah.
commercial parodies and news show parodies. And
Yep.
Well, that's
yeah.
what makes the first RoboCop so good is you had that nut job director who is an anti-capitalist and really like there's some stuff in RoboCop that kind of tells us about TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all kind of there.
Paul Verhoeven?
Paul Verhoeven, yeah.
Verhoeven.
Like the magic of Starship Troopers isn't that it's a good movie, it's that it's a movie warning us against the allure and prettiness of fascism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you watch it through that lens, you go, oh, the bugs are the good guys.
Yeah, see, and I thought when I didn't understand the first time I saw Starship Troopers, I thought it was a pro-fascism movie. I thought,
No.
Verhoeven wants this for us? But then somebody, I think it was Lee, said, no, the bugs are the good guys.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, okay.
They're just They're just there to do a job.
That's a different movie.
If you want some good RoboCop, play the game that came out last year. RoboCop.
Was it good?
Rogue City, excellent. I played all the way through it. It's good. You
And
got
is it-
Peter Weller doing the voice.
Oh, really?
Yep. You got all the parody stuff you just talked about. Over the top
Tony.
storyline.
Tony, Dr. Peter Weller.
Right. Dr. Peter Weller does the voice. What's he a doctor of? Robots?
History. He's a professor.
Whoa,
He
Lee's getting
teaches-
real defensive over Dr. Peter Weller.
No, he's got a fantastic show where he just wanders around Europe talking about in that voice. This is why this city didn't die during the plague, and you're like, okay, tell me more, RoboCop.
Well, now I'm interested in.
Yeah,
a
what
history
show is that? I gotta watch
I
that.
will find it for you, but oh my God, Dr. Peter Weller is a history professor, and I want to go back to college because of that.
All right. And finally, this. I saved the most important story for last. And this is important to Rebecca because she's now a Star Trek fan.
Yes. And
yes.
housewares. I love housewares.
She loves housewares and Star
right
Trek.
up her alley.
So here's the thing. We've seen Picard with his teacup. You know, with the plastic handle, and it's a glass, you can see it there on our YouTube channel. They're re-releasing this.
I had those.
But apparently this was a real thing. I did some eBaying to find it. The Picard cup. It
Not
was
the cup you want.
It was a product from a company called Bodum, of course. One of several drink receptacles designed as part of Bodum's bistro system in 1974.
This looks like a product of
Yeah.
The 80s.
a bygone era
100%.
because
Yeah.
that's not here. I love housewares and I love subtle housewares. Like if you come to my house, you will notice a lot of stuff is like fandom based, but like you can't tell upon first glance. And this would fit right in. But this looks so uncomfortable to hold.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh, they were. I got a set of these when I was like 26 from my wife's grandmother who loved
Really?
Star Trek and loved that I loved Star Trek, and they had a little tea decanter that came with it, and yeah, it was but those get hot on your
Yeah.
fingies.
Yeah,
and like
I
you
would
have
think so.
you have to hold it by that little plastic.
Is it plastic or metal?
It's plastic.
It's plastic.
It's got to be
handle.
plastic. If it's metal, it's gonna
Yeah, the handle's
absorb all that
plastic.
heat.
Yeah.
If it's metal, that's a lawsuit.
So Master Replicas, these guys who sell these collectibles, apparently they got the rights to or bought the design from Bodum, and they're releasing them a set of 4 mugs for $55. Now I went on eBay and I looked, and you can get them for cheaper, but they're used.
Oh, gross, cooties.
So, and Bodum is still around. Eric is right. But this Bodum Bistro system from '74, I did see one online that was the box set, and it was unopened, and it was like over $100. But you get not just the cups, but you get the French press, you get the whole
deal.
You get the whole deal. Yeah,
If you a lot of French press stuff, it looks like.
I'm also looking at the Bodum website, Tony.
Coffee, yeah, Oh, they do a grill. It's very small. It'll cost you $100.
We could talk about this in the after party, but have you guys seen that new KitchenAid mixer called the Evergreen?
Yeah, the one that's got a wood bowl.
It's got a wood bowl.
That's
like
a health
the
hazard.
machine itself is like a. Well, no, that's why you buy a separate metal bowl. But like, it's gorgeous. We'll talk about it in the after party.
So I've had a KitchenAid mixer for 35 years now. You buy it once, you never replace it.
exactly.
Okay, brag.
Well, it was a gift at my wedding.
That's the only time you get them is as wedding gifts. Nobody actually buys a KitchenAid.
I didn't get one at my wedding. I got a goddamn Instapot, which I was very vocal about how I am never ever going to buy an Instapot, and then I was gifted one for my wedding. No, I never ever use it.
So good.
Like
use
me
it,
and my
Rebecca.
KitchenAid.
Why? It takes just as long to do it cook stuff the other way.
I use my KitchenAid so much, you guys.
No, I want a KitchenAid. I didn't get one at my wedding, though.
I was going to give you mine, but then I'd have to buy one, and I'm not getting married again.
Well, as a house cooling gift, because I'm not having a housewarming party. I'm
Oh,
having
you
a
already
house
had
cooling
one.
party.
I get it. I
You
get it.
can get me that.
Now, see, what I like about these teacups is, and this is the kind of collectible that I'm attracted to. It's the if you know collectible.
That's specifically the type of stuff I like to get.
I don't want something that says Star Trek: The Next Generation on it. I don't.
I do.
I just want it to look like it. I just want it to look like it jumped right out of the show.
Carrie, we just have emotional baggage because when we were kids, our costumes had the plastic bib that said Star Trek on it.
Exactly.
You're like, I don't want to have the name on there because I don't want to get beat up.
I'm like, would Captain Kirk have Star Trek on his chest? No, he would just have the symbol. That's it.
Yeah, subtle fandom stuff is extremely my niche.
Exactly. And it's hard to find. It really is. And so that's why stuff like this is appealing to me. I mean, I don't need any more mugs, but this is the kind of collectible that is appealing to me. I just, my recent trip to Disneyland, I was planning on buying a lot of stuff, and everything was so gaudy, and it just all had names and stuff on it, and I'm just like, no.
That's a sign of old school wealth, of generational wealth. They don't wear the brands. New money is all about brands and being flashy about it, but old wealth is all about being subtle.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's what I have for news. What did you guys consume this week?
I got to share something with you, Carrie.
What?
You ready? I'm going to share something. You're going to love it.
Hit me.
Here comes.
Any minute now.
Remember this?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I gotta.
Much cooler than that.
Can I have this now? Like, I want that for myself
So much
now.
for subtlety.
As you can see behind me, I have my Roadrunner costume from when I was a kid. And it's got a picture of the Roadrunner on it. And I'm like, he would not wear a picture of himself. He would.
He's not Glenn Powell from Twisters.
Now
He's
I
not.
want a picture of myself to wear.
Now, ladies, you may be thinking that the spark is gone in your relationship, and dare I present to you the Dawn Post Spock mask.
Holy.
Whoa, don't threaten me with a good time.
Wow.
There we go.
With bangs included.
Not,
Look at them
not frightening.
eyebrows.
Not frightening at all.
Easy, Pete.
All right. What did we consume this week? Who wants to go first? I know Rebecca saw a movie.
I did see a movie. I can go.
Go ahead.
I finished the book I finished this week, The Truths We Hold by Kamala Harris. If you would like a little bit more insight into Kamala Harris's background and her stance on certain policies and stuff, highly recommend The Truths We Hold. It was written in 2018, so kind of interesting to read. I will be interested to see if she implements any of this, should she win the election.
She can do what she, if she has enough Democrats in the House and the Senate and everything. If she has enough, if we vote down ballot, she can do all these things because she won't have any opposition. She'll have the numbers.
So
gotta have the numbers.
We'll see. A lot of optimism in the book.
Mm-hmm.
TV shows. I started that new TV show High Potential with
Oh yeah.
what's her name? I will say
Caitlin Olsen.
my culture is not your costume cleaning lady here.
Oh.
And
That would be your job.
I
not
think she
culture.
did it. Well, here's the thing. I came out of the womb with a scrub brush, Tony.
That sounds
So,
painful for your mom.
it-
You were born to a custodial dynasty as well?
I was.
I was born with a buffer. My mom really didn't like that.
It was fun. I am enjoying it. I will keep watching.
I have to say, I've
Same.
watched 2 episodes,
Same.
and I'm so happy that she's in a project where she can really do some stuff.
Yeah. Bad wig aside, just ignore the wig.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also, it is always so difficult to watch people who have had Botox cry. I just don't believe it.
Just like leaks out.
But
So-
it's a cool show though because she's I mean really goddamn smart, and she knows things about people that the cops don't because they're not people. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife, after 2 episodes, she was like, I love this show. We will watch every episode. And I said, yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, like I will give it some more episodes before I decide whether or not I want to keep watching it, but I've been enjoying it. Movies this week, one that came out, The Wild Robot. I haven't seen that yet, but I hear really good things. I wanted to go see it last night, but I got busy. And then the new release of this week, Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis.
Okay. You put a review on Twitter, I think, but I can't decide if that review was for the theater experience or the movie itself.
All of the above. So
Okay.
10 minutes into this movie, I was utterly entranced by how bad it was.
Whoa.
Oh.
The common consensus of reviews that I have seen. First, okay, let me read to you what this movie is about because I personally couldn't even begin to tell you what this movie was about. Genius artist Caesar Catalina, played by Adam Driver, seeks to leap the city of New Rome into a utopian idealistic future while his opposition, Mayor Franklin Cicero, played by Giancarlo Esposito, remains committed to a regressive status quo, perpetuating greed, special interests, and partisan warfare. Torn between them is socialite Julia Cicero, played by Natalie Emmanuel, the mayor's daughter, whose love for Caesar has divided her loyalties, forcing her to discover what she truly believes humanity deserves. That sounds like a cool movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what I watched.
Oh.
The common consensus amongst reviews that I have seen is this was a mess. You should see it.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of a once in a lifetime movie experience.
It was described to me as a beautiful train wreck.
Yeah. Extremely pretty to look at. But the whole time I was like, any minute now, this movie's going to pick up. Any minute now. It reads... Watching it, I felt a lot like if I had seen this in high school, I think I would have absolutely loved it. But it
So
comes
it's
across
pretentious.
it comes across like a high school play, but with the budget of Francis Ford Coppola, who sold part of his vineyard to make it.
Oh. Poor Francis.
That's the part that I have the most trouble with is you sold a perfectly good vineyard.
Should have kept the vineyard.
But look on the bright side, I own part of a vineyard now.
That's true.
But
He was desperate.
there's one critic that I follow on Twitter that I really like, and he described it as pure "let's get you to bed, Grandpa" cinema.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's get
It
you to
truly,
bed,
like,
Grandpa.
I do want to insist that you see it, but
Gave it
be
one
aware
star.
I did give it 1 star on Letterboxd.
How can you tell me to go see a movie? You gave 1 star.
Because
Yeah.
it is so unusual to see this type of movie in 2024, because it does, like I said, it comes across like a high school play, but it also kind of comes across as a Shakespearean play adapted into a movie from like the 50s. Like, it very much has that type of style, but with the visuals of a 2024. I can't tell if he filmed part of this in the volume or not. I don't know. But also, you've got the dedication of this cast. God bless Adam Driver. He can do anything because he gets it. He gets how he kind of needs to be this weird guy. Shia LaBeouf is there, kind of entranced by Shia LaBeouf in this movie.
He's getting work again?
Yeah,
Well, he's
I
the
know,
villain.
that's the
He's the
thing.
villain. So all he had to do was just show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Go see it, I guess. But just know you're going to be disappointed. When I left, I was watching everybody leave the theater, and me and my friend were the only 2 women there, and it was like a pretty packed theater. So kind of, I don't know where the women are. Maybe they know better. I don't know.
Smart women.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about the audience participation part? How do they handle that?
It was so stupid because at festivals there's a moment in the movie where the image shrinks down and Adam Driver speaks directly to a air quotes journalist physically in the audience. Like, they give him a microphone and everything, and he asks this question, which is in the movie they just have to like lip sync it essentially. They just eliminate that part entirely. So you have the audio of what the question is being asked, but you don't have I did stand up and I was ready. But
There are some theaters that have the audience participation, but they're few and far between. You have to seek them out, and they're probably in major cities.
yeah,
Well, it
I
sounds
tried
like-
to find one in Salt Lake, but
Sounds like
never.
whether or not the audience participation piece happens, it doesn't matter because you don't know what's going on anyway. So
If you can see it in IMAX, it
But what if I
looks
choose not
cool.
to see it at all?
looks cool.
You
It's just one of those. It's just one of those once in a lifetime movies where I think you'll be mad if you don't see it in the theater,
I feel
despite
like-
how bad it is.
I feel like I'm getting trolled here. Go buy the most
feel like-
expensive movie ticket you can for this terrible movie.
You'll have fun.
So, Rebecca, I've said this many times. I think you're one of the coolest, smartest people I've ever met. But when you
Thanks.
recommend a movie like this, I don't want to see it.
Please keep in mind I gave it 1 star.
Okay. But
what
I
I'm
don't like
saying?
1-star movies.
This doesn't make any sense.
Is that everything?
That's
Okay.
everything.
Oh, boy.
Who's next?
I'll go and I'll try to make it quick, I promise. So,
Don't worry about it.
okay. What do these movies have in common? The Crater Lake Monsters, Star Wars, Piranha, The Empire Strikes Back, Dragon Slayer, Return of the Jedi, Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom, Prehistoric Beast, Dinosaur, Howard the Duck, RoboCop, Willow, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, RoboCop 2, Jurassic Park, Coneheads, Dragonheart, Starship Troopers, Evolution, Starship Troopers 2, Twilight, all of them, and Jurassic Park and everything else.
They're all on Disney Plus.
Special
That's
effects
true.
guy.
Phil Tippett. So
Ah.
there's a documentary on Amazon Prime called Phil Tippett, Mad Dreams and Monsters, and it is as much a documentary about him as it is about the motion picture industry. So talking to the guy who created, I found out the Rancor, Carrie, was never actually stop motion,
No, it was a puppet.
and they had to speed it up because
Yeah.
it looked fake. So I've spent this entire time thinking it was stop motion.
Oh no,
So-
it's a puppet. The moves
Yeah.
are too smooth. You can see.
It is amazing. This is the guy who pioneered the chess set in the original Star Wars. So great stuff, and really just gets into how the motion picture industry has changed, like almost more in the last 30 years than it did in the first 80 years that it was around. So good stuff. My insomnia viewing for the last 2 weeks has been Brooklyn Nine-Nine, purely for the two different types of comedy that are being displayed. There's Everybody, and then there's Andre Bauer.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's one episode where he's addicted to a phone game called Quasi Cupcakes. He somehow manages to say Quasi Cupcake in that deadpan delivery about 50 different ways. The guy was a genius, a mad genius.
The only propaganda that I like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I hate propaganda, and that show I will watch. From
show.
season 2, I would actually go watch this stupid Francis Ford Coppola movie if Rebecca committed to watching From.
Challenge accepted.
See what I did
I
there?
got one then. I'll go watch it if you watch Princess Bride.
Oh, she'll never do that though. That's
Yeah,
like
I'm not.
It's
That's
now,
like-
it's now a point of braggadocio.
have you,
with her,
have you,
you know.
have
I'm
you
I'm preserving out of spite, Tony.
Have you seen her business card that she hands people when she meets them? She's like, "Hi, Rebecca Frost. Never seen Princess Bride. Will not." My Hero Academia is actually getting to the point where I'm just terrified of every episode now because it's so cool. There's a comedy called The English Teacher.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
god,
Everybody's
so
talking.
good.
Yeah. Also, Paul Rudd. How does he have the right to exist on this planet?
So
when,
good.
When you show up on Only Murders and somehow manage to make the funniest people in the world look like rank amateurs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, geez. Rings of Power is now all of a sudden showing why it has $1 billion budget for its 5 seasons because they're pulling off some battle scenes that Peter Jackson wished he could have. No, not really. It's on par, but it's on TV. And Big Troll. Woo! Chaos with Jeff Goldblum. Sheesh. At first, I thought it was, what if the Greek gods never fell? Not realizing that what it is all the old Greek mythology told in modern day.
Exactly.
And really cool, even down to the point where there's a very obscure Greek mythological character who was female when born, had sex with Poseidon and got pregnant, and because that's what happens when you do that with gods, and said, I don't want that. And Poseidon's like, cool, you're a dude now, let's have sex again. So when they cast that character, they cast a trans actor to play him.
Oh, okay.
good.
So, like, just that much detail into this story. And then finally, I took a page from Tony's playbook and found a random movie on Amazon Prime to watch. 1991's Arena.
What's this?
This is a movie starring Mark Alamo, who you might know as Gul Dukat in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
He plays a slimy bureaucrat who's trying to maintain power on a space station through a series of fights where monsters made of lots and lots and lots of latex fight different people, including one blonde guy who I think wants to be Flash Gordon from a 1981's Flash Gordon movie. And also Armin Sherman's in it playing a little rat-like guy who will make money at any cost. This predates DS9 though, so
I was gonna say,
Oh,
wait
yeah,
a minute.
it's but the movie has a soundtrack by one guy with a Casio keyboard. The fights are at one point guys fighting a 4-legged centaur monster that must have weighed 8,000 pounds, and he's going like this, and you can see the rubber arms being flung back at him from the side of the camera. Is it the best movie ever made? Yes.
Possibly.
It is, because Claudia Christensen from Babylon 5 is in it
Oh, yes.
as the fight manager, and she's got great lines like, "Get him, Jason. Get him, Steve." So, and then Delicious in Dungeon Volume 3, if you like your wholesome manga. It's I wish Rob were here because I could laugh about how awesome it is that a mage used a water walk spell to kill a kraken. They couldn't fight the Kraken, so she just made it so it wasn't underwater anymore, and I laughed. Anyway, that's that.
That would work. Tony.
Nice. Let's see. A lot of the same things you guys said with like English teacher, etc. But I also finally started Penguin, and there's only one episode of that so far. Is that correct? 'Cause that's
No,
all
there's
I can
2.
find. What?
Yeah.
My stupid HBO app lied to me. Then
They drop them on Friday, I believe.
It says
So-
Sundays on the app.
Does it say Sunday? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I could swear that there's 2.
Anyway, that's what I thought too. I thought it'd been 2 weeks, but I only could find one. If there's another one, I'm gonna watch it tonight because man, that first episode is cool. Oh man, it's so cool.
And she is just on the verge of just exploding and going crazy.
Yep.
I saw an interview where she said she's wanted to play a Batman villain forever.
Here you go.
And so this is like a dream come true for her.
She's doing great.
She's terrific in it.
Yep. Agatha All Along. We watched the first 2 episodes of that. Super good. Really enjoying it.
I can't watch it.
Why?
It's too horny.
It's just quite
But
horny.
not even though. Like
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Arbor Plazi's in it. She shows
when
up.
Aubrey
My
Plaza
brain
She's
shows
turns
not-
up,
off.
it gets kind of horny.
Yeah.
okay, but like second and third episode, Aubrey Plaza's not there.
That's true.
Doesn't matter. I watched the first episode. My wife said the entire Cade family had an aneurysm collectively. We all died, and we can't watch anymore. So
And High Potential. So that was fun. Now, the random movie I watched. Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose.
What?
Yep. It's on Prime. It only came out last year. It stars Simon Pegg and Minnie Driver.
What?
It's terrible.
What year is this?
Is it
Came out last
animated
year.
or
No.
I'm looking at it now.
It's a movie about a guy who investigates paranormal things, and because at first he
saw the
believed it, and then he's
trailer for
investigated
this.
so many things that have turned out to be false that now he's not a believer anymore. But apparently there's this talking mongoose in this small town in England somewhere that he goes to investigate, and that's it. Like,
There we go.
it's got Christopher Lloyd.
Oh my hell.
Yep. Neil, before Neil Gaiman got in trouble, he voices the mongoose, Jeff the mongoose.
That is a better poster than the soon to be reviled 2024 direct to video hit Hellboy 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those movies that it starts and then it happens and then it's done and you're like, what happened? What was the point
What
of this?
happened?
Why did we watch this? 2 stars.
So better than Megalopolis.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
there
it,
you
yeah.
go. Y'all watch the same shows that I did this week, and but I will say that my favorite little bit of fandom that I saw was I was sad to hear that Time Bandits, the TV series, was canceled after 1 season. That did make me
Cowards.
sad
Outwards.
Yeah, because
But-
that was a good season.
because it was a good show. But I follow Jermaine Clement on Twitter,
I saw this.
and somebody was tweeting about, I just saw Time Bandits and binged it, and it was so wonderful. And Jermaine Clement tweeted back, says, yeah, we needed you to watch it sooner.
But that is the big conversation surrounding streaming shows and their
Yeah.
success and longevity, right?
Yep.
Like you're not the current system, you either need to be an overnight success immediately or you get canceled, and that's just not how most shows work.
And I found after that show, we didn't even watch it until it had been out for 3 weeks, and I loved it. Tony, you watched it later than I think Carrie's the only person who watched it as it was
I
coming
watched
out.
it as it came out, yeah.
So I couldn't get people to watch it until I told parents, hey, this is a good kid show. This is a good show that you will like to watch with your kids. And then all of a sudden, I've got people that'll watch the show, but cool, no second
Too
season
late.
because they marketed it wrong.
Yep.
And as far as Agatha All Along, I don't care. I love it. I'm having a great time with it.
I'm
well,
begrudgingly having fun.
Yeah.
The haters can hate it all they want. It's got killer numbers right now. So
Yeah, it's doing well. All right. Any games, Tony?
Oh, well, now that you ask, yes, of course
He's
there's
definitely
games.
got them ready.
the
It's
only thing with better
super-
numbers than Agatha was this Star Trek costume.
Oh, see? He's got his face on.
I would get the Kirk mask and the Spock mask, and I would make them kiss.
No, see, look, the little plastic bib, you have a bad drawing of Shatner right here, and then it says Star Trek across the top so
Yeah.
that all the old ladies know what they're giving candy to.
Oh, hello there, Star Trek.
You're a Star Trek.
And I learned I should have put Star Wars on my Luke Skywalker costume when I was 9 because everybody thought I was a karate guy.
Have a popcorn ball, karate guy.
Oh, Luke. Oh.
All right, games coming out. Starfield Shattered Space DLC comes out this week. I have read that you should not start it until you've completed the main quest line of the game, though. So keep that in mind.
Starfield.
And let's see, we also have a new Sword Art Online game for the Switch, if that's your thing. The new Patrick Star game comes out on the 4th.
The SpongeBob character?
SpongeBob character Patrick Star has his own game. It's called the Patrick Star game. So there you go. And then that remake of Until Dawn that came out on PS4 with Hayden Panettiere and a couple other actors. I think it came out like 10 years ago. That remake is out on the 4th, just in time for your Halloween's playings on PC and PS5.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, before we go, Carrie, I finally found it. I've been looking for this for years.
What's that?
I found that picture of you from Halloween in 1974. I'm going to share it with everybody.
Well, this is potentially embarrassing.
I know you might not want this, but you know, when your family put these pictures online, they were asking for it. But there's little Carrie.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, a red shirt. Oh no, in his jeans.
Yeah, that's the outfit that got me beat up. Yep.
Oh, but you have a phaser. How do you get beat up when you have a phaser?
It fired little discs.
Yep.
That poor virgin. I mean, hopefully at that point.
I would hope so.
I would hope so.
I'm so dumb.
Oh.
I'm just going to stop talking forever.
Come on. I was 10. I grew up on a farm. Come on.
Oh, great. Now my face froze at end credit. Talk show.
We need the themes. The theme song should be playing now. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. We'll all join you, Lee.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We're headed over to the after party. If you'd care to join us, we continue more of this. I know it's worth
That wasn't really Carrie, everybody.
It wasn't.
What?
Wrong color of hair.
What?
He was bald.
I do have pictures of me in my from school for school picture day with a Star Wars shirt, though.
I want to
Better
see.
bring those to next week.
It's upstairs. I'll have to show you.
Sadly, my only Star Trek costume for Halloween was a Telosian, and I was 7 feet tall.
Oh, you
And I
did
was
show us the
7.
picture for that.
Yeah. My turkey pot pie medallion.
It's awesome.
Geekshowgotthiscovered.com, and we'll see you on the after party. Until then, live long and prosper, bitches.